Hello and welcome to the Mindset Model Podcast. I'm Sarah Davis, your go-to confidence coach. This is the place where self-doubt gets kicked out, confidence gets turned up, and you get the tools to live the life you know you are meant for. In this podcast, we dive into real stories, mindset magic, we have guest experts, and the truth about what it really takes to live your best life. So grab your coffee, turn up the volume as we are raising our standards and stepping into the version of you who owns the room. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Mindset Model YouTube and podcast. I hope you're having a fabulous week. Now in this episode, I am sharing 3 incredible shifts that helped me to change my mindset this week. 3 things which I found so inspiring, so empowering, really interesting, and just a different perspective at looking at things. Because let's face it, being a human can be bloody hard. When we are just there trying to live our best lives, then all of a sudden we hear this is happening, that's happening, so-and-so's in a bad mood, this piece of bad news comes in, this person's being an asshole. It's a lot, isn't it? So what I love to do on my podcast and, what my brand is all about is giving that insight into how you can really help to elevate not just your confidence, but also your mindset, your mood, and you can really focus in on the good stuff that life has to offer. And I am so grateful that I get to work with some of the best mindset mentors on the planet. And I love sharing all of their wisdom, all of their fantastic words of advice with you guys. So let's go for it, shall we? Now, first of all, this is an incredible mindset shift from one of my mentors, Kathleen Cameron. This is from her Modern Mentor program, and this has just been an absolute game changer for me this week. And she calls this, are you in the gap or the gain? Are you in the gap or the gain? Woo! So, the gap being, we automatically as humans are programmed to go sliding into that gap. So saying to ourselves things like, this isn't happening quickly enough, I need to do more, I have to do more. Things like it needs to be better. Why can't it just work? Why is it not taking the time that I thought it would? And you go into this very much of a mindset where it's very much like lack, scarcity, and it's a very, very low vibration to be in. And when you are in that low vibration, it means that you are then attracting lots of shitty things towards you. So it is not a good mindset to be in, the gap. That space in between, so you've set your goal, you know what you want, and then there's that time in between when you're trying to rush it and you're trying to push and you're coming up with all these reasons why it's not good enough. Get yourself out of that place immediately. It is not a good place to be in. The best place to be in is the gain. This is where we want to be. It's the gain energy. This is all about looking at the progress. I am better than I was yesterday. I have taken a little shift to do this. It's really looking at those little wins that you've done every single day. Very much that mindset of the cup half full. This is an incredible place to be in, focusing in on the gain, because when you are in this place, you are giving your subconscious mind more evidence, more confidence of how successful you are, how fulfilled you are, how inspired you are. The more you do that, the more you are going to attract all of those incredible opportunities to you. And I've been asking myself, when I've been feeling a little bit flat or something's come up or I'm feeling a bit frustrated, I'm saying to myself, am I in the gap or am I in the gain? A lot of the time I have been in that gap. Oh, yes. And I'm like, no, we're going to come out of that and we're going to switch to the gain. So what have I done today, which I love? What is in alignment with my goal? What little shifts have I made? What have I done? What's that little progress? So ask yourself, am I in the gap or in the gain? When you have that awareness, you can switch that up and start focusing on all the good stuff. So that's the first thing. The next thing that I heard this week, number 2, which is from an absolute queen. Her name is Alexandra Ninfo, and she is a medium, a psychic medium, I believe. She's a highly spiritual, like absolute magical queen. And she said something on one of her podcasts, which was like, you don't have to be just one thing. You can be a mix of things. And that really resonated with me because in society, we're put into a box. Like you can't be like, say, for example, like her example that she gave, which I thought was brilliant, because she is like a psychic medium. In the media, like psychic mediums are meant to look a certain way, be a bit like weird, a bit woo-woo. She's complete opposite. She's like a blonde bombshell, like really sexy, like she's pro dancer, like all of these things. And there's this idea that you can't be a spiritual person and shake your ass on the dance floor. And that is why so many people are suppressed, because they want to be a multiple of things and follow what lights them up, but they feel like they can't because you're told that you have to just be one thing. An example that I'll give is, I work in the corporate industry. Now, in corporate, you have to be quite sensible, like reserved, like, the emails are like, oh, kind regards, and I hope this finds you well, and please see the attached and all of that shit. I'm like, in my emails, woo, fabulous. Honestly, my emails start with, I hope you're having a fabulous day. There will be a woo at some point in the email. I hope you're excited. All of that shit, because that is me. That's the way that I talk. Why would I change myself? But there is a misconception that if you work in corporate, you have to be this sensible briefcase wanker going around like, all suited and booted. Hell no. No, we're changing that up. Another thing, like if you see from my social media, I will post some very sultry, seductive pictures of me in my bikini top, like, hey, how you doing? But then in the next one, I'm talking about mindset and, I'm a confidence mentor and all of these other things. But then in the next post, I am literally out on one of my animal adventures. I'm a nerd. I'm a wildlife nerd, an actual nerd out there with my binoculars. And none of those things fit together. Who fucking cares? Those things are what I love. And it is so important that you be your true, authentic self. You are allowed to be more than one thing. You are allowed to be a crazy, woo, extroverted, but also do your knitting, do your sewing, do your upholstery, whatever it is. Like, follow what you love, what lights you up. So I love that message from Ali. And then the final thing, which I love this story. So this is a story from Alexandra, and she calls this the Marilyn Monroe story. Now, Alexandra specializes in self-image. Like myself, the self-image, the confidence. We believe that this is literally the key to everything, the key to living your fucking best life in all areas. Love, career, money, whatever it is. Self-image is the answer. But anyway, she was telling a story about Marilyn Monroe. Now, this is a true story, an absolute true story. It has been verified. Some of the details might be a bit, I don't know. So Marilyn was out. I believe she was walking in New York, somewhere like that, a big, busy city. She was with either a friend or I think it was her acting tutor or something like that. She's walking along the street. Nobody is recognising her, literally nobody. She's there, Marilyn Monroe. And her friend is like looking at her like, why? Like, nobody's like looking at you, like a bit, this is strange. Then Marilyn turns to her and says, shall I switch to Marilyn? Shall I put Marilyn on? And then her friend's like, oh, go on then, go for it. All of a sudden, she changed her energy, the way that she was thinking, her posture. Every single person in the street was like, oh my God, it's Marilyn. Can I have your autograph? Oh my God. That is the power, your thoughts and your energy. This is an absolute life changer, a game changer. The way that you see yourself, the thoughts that you have yourself, the energy that you feel into will completely and utterly transform not just your mood, but the way that the world perceives you. I love that story and it is so true. And I know it's true because this has personally happened to me on several occasions. But one of the most, oh my fucking God, occasions this shit really works is when I was doing the Gok Wan show, which is like a runway show. And I was like, I am going to turn up as the sexiest, like full-on runway queen ever. Like, it's happening. The energy is going. I'm just going to be the best. And because that was my thought, that was my belief, that was my feeling, that was my energy, I turned it up and I was like, woo! So much so that Gok, when we were doing our rehearsals, was like, stop everything, everyone stop. This is not how I imagined it. Can everyone stop what they're doing? And then he said, Sarah, can you show everyone your walk? Everyone come round and have a look. Watch what Sarah's doing. What the fuck is that? Do you know? Like the power of this shift in mindset. It's all literally within us, within our mind. So yeah, I thought that was incredible. Now this leads me into a little bit of a teaser for all of you. So, are you ready for this? Because I am so obsessed with self-image and confidence, I am creating something in October, which is called the Mindset Model Self-Image Method. I know. Now, this is tried and tested by me. I'm my own best testimonial of how changing your self-image with this simple method changes everything in your life. Now, I don't know like how it's gonna, but it's working. It's in a work in progress and it's launching in October because I'm doing a very exciting talk in October, a very exciting event, which I won't tell you about yet, but I'll tell you about it soon. And yeah, I thought this was a really good time of year for people to really step into their self-image so they are ready for 2027. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, my loves. I hope these 3 little bits of mindset shifting advice really help you to shift your mindset. So remember, number 1, ask yourself, are you in the gap or the game? Number 2, you don't have to fit into a box. You can be multiple things. You can have multiple identities and ways of being and enjoying things. And number 3, are you going to be switching on your Marilyn today? Let's go. I will see you in my next episode.